Hello John. In this tutorial, we are going to be discussing about the link tag. And without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do here is to open a new folder, which I've been naming a link tag as you suggested, link tag. And then I open this up inside my favorite code editor, which you all know the code editor I use. And then what? I close this up and I open a new file which I'll be naming index.html. I'll be naming index.html. I close this and open the basic HTML document structure. So I need to change this title, which is not a must, but let me change it for this tutorial being H1. I'm learning link tags from Code Alumni. Well, we are all Code Alumni. Anyway, so now what does this? Well, let's quickly talk about what is the use of the link tag. We definitely, most of the times, I say it again, most of the times these link tags are used for linking to an external CSS. If you have written HTML before, maybe you know how to write HTML code before and CSS, you definitely have used it before. But if you haven't used it before, don't worry, I'm going to show you how it looks. Yes. Now, most of the times, this link tag is added inside the head tag. Unlike the JavaScript script tag from the previous video that I mentioned, it should be added under nearly the body closing tag. This link tag is different. It is added most of the times at the head, inside the head tag. Let me use a correct English for it. It is nested inside the head tag. All right, so now to open a link tag, you just need to type a link and then what are you linking to? Normally it is linked to, we have a rel, which is where you are going to be specifying whether you are linking to a CSS, and then we have a href attribute. This href attribute, let me close this tag. And one thing you will notice again about a link tag is that it is a self-closing tag. We haven't yet talked about much. Talked much about self-closing tag, but let me quickly show you how the differences. So you see this heading 1 tag, this h1 tag. We can see the h1 opening tag clearly, and then we can see the closing tag clearly with the backslash. But you can see how this one looks. It looks kind of like opening tag from beginning, and then at the end we added a backslash and no any closing tag. That means it's a self-closing tag. We have more couple of self-closing tags. You can see some of them, which is the meta tag, and then another meta tag here. But here, this title tag is not a self-closing tag because it has two separate tags, the opening and the closing tag. Well, let's not waste our time explaining this. Maybe later on in the video, you are going to understand better between self-closing tag and non-self-closing tag. So inside this href attribute, we are going to type the name of our CSS, styles.css. Yes, I mean the name you give to your CSS. It is not a must to give it a name of styles.css, even though it's a common convention. So now we don't have this CSS already. We need to create it. To create it, I need to toggle this sidebar and then type, what's the name of our CSS again? Style.css, you get it. And it is linked successfully with our HTML. Any code we write here, any CSS code we write here is going definitely to reflect together with our HTML code. Is that all? Is this the reason why you use the link tag? No. Link tag can be used for different other things. I mentioned it. Link tag is used for linking other external resources to our, let me say, to our HTML documents. Well, we can add a favicon. I know by now you have been thinking, what's a favicon? Yes, a favicon. Most of the times you go to a website. Let me quickly show you one of them, and then let's go to YouTube. Maybe I should see what I want. Oh, I'm not connected to the network yet. Sorry. So now sometimes you see, yeah, I can use this as an example. You can see this logo right at the right hand side, at the left hand side, before this text, a new tab. So this logo is a Chrome logo and it's a favicon. It's a favicon for Chrome. You can add it to any of your websites you'll be creating later on. And definitely we are also going to be using it later when we are creating our tutorial video. Now, not just a tutorial video, now a project-based tutorial video. Well, so to do that, this, what do we call it? This link tag, let me close this up quickly. Don't save, please. So this link tag will have what? Link, let's say the link tag now. Let me open it up. Link tag will have a rel, which is equals to what? The rel will be equals to, you guess it? So the rel will be equals to icon, because we're definitely going to be adding an icon to it. And then the type should be equals to image. We have an image slash PNG. And then we can declare the size. The size can be 32 times 32, which is not a must, but you can do that also, times 32. And then the last attribute we're having is the href, which will be linking to the image we want to use as our favicon, which normally is a logo, favicon.png. Well, let's close this up. I mentioned it is a self-closing tag. A link tag is a self-closing tag. I believe by now you have at least grasped something about link tag, how you link it to your external CSS, which in this scenario, the rel attribute will be equals to style sheet, and then the href will be equals to style.css, or the name of your file.css. And then we are linking it to an external favicon, or let me say to a favicon. The rel attribute should be equals to icon, and then the type should be image. Well, by now you have been thinking, why does this doesn't have type? Well, it's optional, but you can add it. Type to be equals to what? Screen. But we don't need it here actually. So the type here should be image and PNG. Specify the size, and then you can give it a name, which is in our own scenario we are using favicon.png. If you enjoyed this tutorial, kindly like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. See you in the next one. Bye bye.